Welcome back to Garden Guru. If your front yard feels neat enough, but still somehow flat, awkward, or just not very welcoming, this video is for you. I'll rank the top 9 typical mistakes people make and how to fix them, complete with side-by-side comparisons so you can see the difference. Let's get into it. A front yard does not have to be dead, overgrown, or neglected to feel less inviting. In fact, a lot of front yards are perfectly healthy, perfectly respectable, and still feel a little cold, a little random, or just less welcoming than they could. And usually, the reason is not that the yard needs more money. It is that the layout, planting, and structure are not working together the way they should. So in this video, I'm counting down the biggest front yard mistakes that make a home feel less inviting, starting with number 9 and working down to the one mistake that usually causes the biggest problem of all. And the good news is, most of these are fixable once you know what to look for. Number 9, ignoring the walkway. One of the easiest ways to make a front yard feel less welcoming is to ignore the path to the front door. If the walkway feels narrow, hidden, visually disconnected, or like an afterthought, the whole front yard can feel less inviting. That is because the entry experience starts before someone reaches the door. The yard should help guide people in. It should make the approach feel clear and comfortable. But when the path disappears into the lawn, gets crowded by plants, or never feels visually connected to the rest of the design, the front yard starts to feel less intentional. A welcoming front yard usually gives the eye, and the person walking through it, a clear sense of direction. You should feel where the door is. You should feel how to get there. And if that pathway is not helping do that, the whole yard loses some of its warmth. Number 8, planting too many tiny things across a large space. This is a really common mistake, especially when homeowners are trying to make a front yard feel finished. A lot of people add lots of small shrubs, small perennials, or little clusters of plants across a wide area, thinking that more planting automatically means more design. But what often happens is the opposite. Instead of looking designed, the yard starts to feel dotted, scattered, and unfinished. The plants are too small, too separated, and too visually weak to hold the space together. So the yard does not feel full, it feels fragmented. In a larger front yard especially, lots of tiny disconnected elements can actually make the whole design feel smaller and less grounded. Usually, fewer, stronger planting moves work better than lots of little ones. That gives the yard more visual weight and a clearer sense of structure. Number 7. Letting the lawn be the only design feature. A tidy lawn can absolutely look clean, but clean and inviting are not always the same thing. If the lawn is doing almost all the work in the front yard, the space can start to feel blank, open in the wrong way, or just a little impersonal. This is especially true when there is very little planting, very little framing, and nothing helping connect the house to the landscape. A lawn by itself does not usually create much warmth. It creates openness, but not necessarily welcome. That is why so many front yards feel under-designed even when they are neat. There is just no real conversation happening between the house and the yard. A more inviting front yard usually has at least some planting structure, some framing, and some sense that the landscape is helping support the home instead of just surrounding it with empty turf. Number 6, using foundation plants that are all the same height. This is one of those front yard mistakes that people often stop noticing because it is so common. A flat row of same height shrubs across the foundation can make the house feel boxed in instead of framed. It creates a kind of visual monotony. Nothing leads the eye, nothing rises or falls in a natural way, and the whole front elevation can start to feel heavier and flatter than it should. Now, this does not mean foundation planting is bad. Foundation planting can be really helpful. But when every shrub is clipped to the same height, and the whole line reads like one solid band, it tends to work against the house instead of softening and supporting it. A more inviting front yard usually has a little more variation. Not chaos, just more shape, more movement, and more sense that the planting is helping frame the home, not trap it behind a hedge. Number 5. Putting color in random places. Just like flower beds, front yards need repetition and rhythm. Color can absolutely make a front yard feel welcoming, but random color scattered in disconnected spots often creates visual noise instead. One bright patch by the mailbox, another near the porch, another off to the side, and none of it really relates to anything else. That kind of color placement can make the front yard feel less settled because the eye keeps jumping from one isolated moment to another. A cleaner looking front yard usually uses color with a little more discipline. Not necessarily less color, just better placement. When color repeats or feels tied into a larger pattern, it helps the yard feel more intentional. When it appears in random little bursts, it often makes the whole thing feel more improvised. Number 4. Forgetting the front door as the focal point. This is a big one. The front yard should help direct attention toward the entry. That does not mean the front door has to be dramatic, but it does usually mean the yard should support it instead of competing with it. A lot of front yards feel less inviting because the design is not helping guide the eye to where it should go. Maybe all the visual attention is off to one side. Maybe the strongest planting moment has nothing to do with the entry. Maybe the front door gets visually buried. That creates a subtle disconnect, because the entry is one of the most important emotional moments in the whole front yard. It is where the house welcomes you in. If the front yard is not helping reinforce that, the whole space can feel less warm, less clear, and less intentional than it should. A more inviting front yard usually makes the entry feel easier to see and easier to understand. Number 3. Overcrowding the house with plants. This is one of the fastest ways to make a front yard feel heavy. When too many shrubs are pressed against the house, windows, porch, or foundation, the whole front yard can start to feel crowded and overgrown, even if everything is trimmed and technically healthy. The house needs breathing room. It needs to feel grounded, not buried. And when the planting mass gets too thick or too close, the whole property can feel visually compressed. This is one of those mistakes people often make with good intentions. They want lushness, they want fullness, they want to soften the house. But when the planting gets too heavy right up against the structure, it often does the opposite. Instead of softening the home, it makes it feel boxed in. A more inviting front yard usually gives the house some visual space while still using plants to frame and support it. Number 2. Having no layered structure. This is one of the clearest differences between a front yard that feels flat and one that feels inviting. The best front yards usually have layers. That might mean something low at the ground plane, flowers or smaller planting in front, shrubs adding body, and maybe one vertical or anchoring element like a small ornamental tree, upright shrub, or stronger accent plant. That layering creates depth. It helps the eye move through the yard. It makes the space feel more complete and more designed. Without that layering, a front yard often feels flat, one-dimensional, or visually thin. It may still look neat, but it does not feel rich. It does not feel welcoming in the same way. A layered front yard tends to feel more comfortable because it has a stronger visual structure, and that structure makes a big difference. Number 1. No clear sense of intention. This is the master mistake, because all the other mistakes really feed into this one. A front yard can be healthy, clean, and full of decent plants, and still feel less inviting if there is no clear sense of intention holding it together. Nothing repeats, nothing frames, nothing leads, nothing anchors, nothing connects. So even if individual pieces are fine, the overall result still feels random. And that randomness is usually what people are reacting to when they say a front yard feels off. Not bad, not terrible, just not inviting. A more welcoming front yard usually feels like it has an idea. It has some logic. It has a sense that the walkway matters, the entry matters, the planting relates to the house, and the different pieces belong to the same design. That is what intention does. It makes the whole front yard feel more settled, more coherent, and more welcoming. And that usually matters more than adding more plants ever will. So if you want a simple way to evaluate your own front yard, here are a few questions worth asking. Does the walkway clearly guide people to the front door? Are there too many tiny disconnected plants scattered across the yard? Is the lawn doing all the work? Are the foundation plants too flat and uniform? Is color being used with any repetition or rhythm? Does the front yard actually direct attention toward the entry? Are plants crowding the house too much? Is there enough layered structure to create depth? And most importantly, does the whole yard feel like it has any real intention behind it? Those questions matter because they shift your thinking away from, what else can I add? And toward a much more useful question, what is making this front yard feel less welcoming than it should? That is usually where the improvement begins. Sometimes a front yard does not need more stuff, it needs more clarity. A clearer path, a clearer focal point, a clearer structure, and a stronger sense that all the parts are working together. That is usually what makes a front yard start to feel more inviting. Well, there you have it. I hope this helped you feel more confident about what may be making your front yard feel less inviting, and what to do instead. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep getting your hands dirty. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to Garden Guru, and I'll see you in the next one.